'Cause baby, I ain't just the type of guy to leave you alone. 'Cause you were never gonna pay the price. I'll buy you the whole store.
I feel like this is actually a great topic to actually dive into, but without obviously.
I feel like.
Let's explain this then, without actually saying your name. Right?
Yeah.
Why did you choose the name Thunderboy?
It's funny enough that it's so dumb that I was in South America. I was in Chile, and I got these like earrings and a necklace with a lightning bolt on it, and I thought it was so cool, and so I just took on this.
That's a crazy story.
It's so dumb. I was so dumb.
Bro, you started it with when I was in South America. That's a crazy story.
I bought it in Forever 21.
True.
Forever 21 is gas, bro. They need to bring one.
I don't think they have one here, eh?
No, they're Forever New, not Forever 21.
Is that different?
It's way different. I don't know if it's the same parent
What
company.
year was this?
2019.
So you travel a lot. You're going to South
Africa. Yeah, correct. In about 3 weeks.
I was about to say America because you tripped me up there.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
3 weeks. I'm leaving.
This guy's gonna drop a song.
I'm gonna drop a song and then leave the country. That's what it is.
That brings me actually to another question.
What's up?
How important do you think it is for people in New Zealand, especially artists and creators, to travel? What do you think it did for your work? Or the way you see the world in a personal level? Because I can give you my thoughts on it and what I personally think that people should do.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know what you would do.
I think it's super important to travel just because New Zealand is such a small country, and if you stay here for too long, and you probably get used to things that, you know, it becomes the status quo. It becomes normal to you that you don't really have an open mind to other things when you ever leave the country, and you see such amazing and such like negative things. It's like what is the saying? Wildflower growing out the concrete, like a rose growing out the concrete.
I have never heard that saying, but that is a great saying.
It's like going to South America. It was amazing because the whole country was split up. This is Chile now.
Yeah.
I went to Chile.
Why Chile?
Family friends were up there from Chile, and we kind of just tagged along, you know. And, yeah. But how it's set up, the north part of Chile is desert. Like, it's dry, it's hot. But the south part is like New Zealand. It's green, it's, you know, rainy weather. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. And we just did a whole tiki tour around, and yeah, it was such a amazing experience to be there and visit and see all the different cultures of the two north and south areas. Yeah. And also Santiago, the main city, like most Santiago, yeah. You see a lot of like what people don't see in New Zealand, that most third world countries will have a super rich area and a super poor area, and it's such night and day to see. And I've stayed in both rich area in Santiago and poor area, and it was terrible. Being in the poor area was terrible, like
100%, I can imagine.
So bad that.
But it puts things into perspective about how grateful you are to live in New Zealand.
Yeah, and that's why I just feel like people, not just artists, people in general, need to they just need to go experience that, and
especially going and experience something worse.
Yeah,
because
like know that you're grateful to live in a country that you don't have to experience the drastic, you know, rich, poor. It's very much middle class here. Middle, if you go South Auckland, middle to poor. Like there are ghettos in New Zealand, but I would say the ghettos here are a bit more middle class than
I think they're
ghettos.
also better off because of the way the government
Yeah,
gives
exactly.
opportunities to people.
Exactly.
Like the fact that we even have a system that, because you're unemployed, doesn't mean you're out of money.
Exactly.
And there are systems in place to support you to go from maybe an unfortunate situation
Yeah.
to a fortunate situation.
Yeah.
There are systems in place by a government. There are so many countries that don't do that for their people. Me personally, I'm from Pakistan. I don't actually know if anyone will know that. But I'm from Pakistan, and I've been back to Pakistan a lot. And since I was like a kid, I haven't been in like probably 10 years now. But it's the same thing of like the minute you get there, it's such a different life that you experience like this like mentality of like, wow. I was 14 when I went, and I was like, wow, I'm actually grateful to live here.
Yeah.
Like coming back to New Zealand after that trip was like, I feel like I just went and experienced like a movie. Because the way that they live, like they don't have power all 24 hours a day. Like power is like just gets turned off like that.
Yeah.
And they live without power for like 8 hours of the day, 4 hours of the day, wherever you live in Pakistan, depending on how wealthy you are, you know, power will be off for a certain amount of time. Water is hard because it is in a drought area, so water doesn't come that easily. Like the fact that just the roads, the amount of homeless people that are there. And you realize that like, wow, like my parents did such a, like I'm an immigrant. So like the way that my parents brought us here and being able to have a New Zealand passport, grow up in a first world country.
Yeah.
You only get that sense of gratefulness when you've been back and seen where you got taken from. And I think you're an immigrant too, right?
I am. I moved here to New Zealand when I was 5.
Yeah.
But now I'm going back to South Africa and
The motherland.
in December, and this will be my first time ever
Really?
going back.
Damn.
So it'll
So
be a
interesting.
cultural reset for me.
Yeah.
Because New Zealand is my home.
Yeah.
I've only known New Zealand. I have very vague memories of South Africa, but that was South Africa in 2000 and like from the year 2003 to like 2004, 5. So it's
That's
very
like 20 years.
Yeah, it's very, very old, and yeah, I'm just keen to fill the missing pieces and also see family, and also to touch on what you were saying about Pakistan. The same issue in I don't know if it's just Cape Town or everywhere else. There's a thing called load shedding, where there's certain
That's
areas.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, certain areas get cut off with power.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, for certain times of the day, and there's a schedule, so
Yeah.
they have to prepare
Yeah.
for no power at this time. But
Imagine, bro.
Yeah,
Imagine
it's crazy.
Trying to like. First of all, they shower with a bucket, right? So you don't even have hot water like from the tap. Second of all, imagine taking a shower in like 40-degree weather, going outside, and your power gets cut off, so you have no air conditioning.
yeah,
So you just felt fresh, and then now you're sweating again.
now you're sweating.
It's
Yeah.
like the simplest
Terrible.
thing of like, you don't even think about that when you're here. How do you think that like the way you grew up is, I guess, a lot more different to how the industry norm is right now, especially in the creative industry? I'm not going to just say music, but in the creative industry, especially in New Zealand, I feel like that story of the immigrant who migrated from this country to New Zealand,
Yeah,
it's not a prevalent story. You know, you don't see that success story that often. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but me personally, I don't see that success story. But how important or vital is like that history of yours, and in terms of your music, and how, you know, what that means for your family and family back home?
yeah,
Stepping into sort of, I think as an immigrant family, like for me personally, like when I told them I wanted to go study design in uni, it was like a shock. You know, you're told to go be a doctor, an engineer, something that makes money is something that's solidified, recession-proof, X, Y, Z.
yeah,
When you tell them like, oh, I'm going to go make music, for example, or I'm going to go DJ,
yeah.
how does that influence you? Like, did you have a struggle or a fight with, I guess not a fight, but mainly like an internal struggle, even in yourself, with like, yo, my parents want me to go with this traditional route. How did that affect like your process of getting into that creative industry?
Yeah. So my parents are all teachers. Like my whole family is a background of teachers. And that kind of was by choice, but also there wasn't really like, I guess there was like, wasn't much to do in terms of, it was quite stable to study, go to uni and become a teacher. And it was, you know, the easiest, the best thing to do for them back home. And that's kind of what they wanted me to do as well, is either me become a teacher or just me going to uni to become, like, to do business, which I did. I did business for 1 year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I did business for 1 year at AUT.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that both of my parents are really supportive of me, even though it was quite tricky for them to get their head around me doing music. But they were very trusting in me to know that, you know, whatever I put my mind to, like, I'll see through it. Like, you know, they won't doubt in my decision. So when I said I wanted to change my degree from business to music, like, and going to a complete different university music school, they were a bit hesitant, but they were all for it. They were like, as long as, you know, this is, you know, within yourself, this is where you want to be and what you want to do, cool. So yeah, it's I'm grateful to be one of those so-called like immigrant kids, to have immigrant parents or African parents, whatever you want to say, to have those for them to be
and, like,
supportive in that decision.
Yeah.
And I think, me personally, I think they kind of did it out of, we brought you to this country to give you opportunities like this. So why should I stop you from taking those opportunities? Like, we didn't get these opportunities back home because this was the only way to kind of succeed and make it out. And it was
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
For parents to like understand I think there are still some parents who are immigrants and bring their children here who still expect them to go down that route because that is the mentality that was in their head when they were growing up. But to realize that we only dream like this. I mean, I'm assuming you too. But we only get to dream like this because we don't have to worry about that stable life, or we don't have to worry about, you know, making like everyone around us eat and making sure that, like, you know, grandparents, like, not even just that, but just like getting out of the situation you're in, the country you're in, like getting into a financial stability where you and your whole entire family are taken care of, and you can then go out and like go to another country and settle your family there. It's like that opportunity that has been granted is like, cool, we got a New Zealand passport. But now we also don't have to worry about the same problems. So that gives us room to explore dreams such as being a musician.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm super grateful for their sacrifices and what they did to bring me here. And I can say that even though I'm a minority, whatever you want to call it, in this country, I'm still privileged.
100%.
I'm a privileged, you know, person who was brought up in this country, being given all these opportunities to go to a Decile 10 school, and, you know, growing up in a middle to high class suburban neighborhood. Like, I'm not from the ghettos. I'm not from I don't own that life. I don't try to fake that I came from nothing or came from the mud. Like, yes, my family came from nothing. They worked their ass off.
But for you to be able to not have to do that.
Exactly. You know?
I think that's what people don't understand. Is I think the theory is that when you look at someone like that, is like, I guess not a theory, but the one thing I could relate it to is like when people say like, oh, I'm at the top now, you didn't see all the work I did to get here. But the reality is that from the minute we were born or like brought to this country, you didn't see all the work that my parents did and like sacrificed for me to even be here.
Yeah.
And so then now I have the ability to dream and work on music and work on photography or work on whatever it is, DJing. So I think that is such an important thing because for us, it's our parents. It really is. Like, would that be probably like your parents be one of your heroes, inspirations, idols? Like, where do you put your, I mean, especially in music, but like in your work ethic alone, like you're not only DJing, you're working, you're making music, you're helping me, you're helping other people. How do you like not only find the time to do all this, but like, what is your biggest motivator to that work ethic and the inspiration that you get from music, and who are those artists maybe potentially that influence the songs that you're about to make and produce and release?
To answer the work ethic, I would definitely say my mum and my uncle. I would say, yeah, my mum, she is one of the most hardworking and resilient women I've ever come across. Like, from growing up to where she is now, she's been through a lot. And to see her come out so strong, like I really give her the biggest props. And she's taught me a lot about like emotional maturity. And
No, I think that's really important that your family and especially your uncle, your mum, are such big influences in your work ethic.
yeah.
So I guess the other follow-up question to that was like, who were then your influences that got you into music?
I would say my influences, my sister kind of, well, I'll say my sister and my dad.
Is this older sister? Yeah.
Oh, my older sister, sorry. Older sister and dad, like, got me into, you know, old school hip hop, R&B, because that's what, you know, she was listening to while I was growing up. I was probably like, 5, 6, 7, kind of that age range where I was hearing, you know, all the Usher songs or the old Chris Brown. And I would say they kind of got me into that kind of hip hop, R&B, and from there, I would say my influences right now, I would say, is Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
And
Like his, because he has two sides. I mean, he has multiple facets of his creativity, but like, he has that producer side.
Yeah.
And then he has that, like, songwriting.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of the hit songs.
And and I'm like in the songwriting sector, like him being who he is, and like you were saying, he has the producer bag, he has the songwriting bag, he has the stylist fashion bag. Like, he's just a genius. Like, he's an icon. And
especially him doing like Louis Vuitton.
And that's subjective, because everyone will say like, oh, you know, it's Pharrell. Like, everyone has their own opinion, but I just think, you know, he's one of the goats of the 2000s hip hop era to now. Like, he's done so many projects, you know, been on so many projects with like Kanye and stuff, and projects that don't even, you find out and you're like, holy shit, Pharrell produced this. You know what I mean? He's just very, very iconic in his style. And also from this upcoming single, and most recently, is Kaytranada, is one of my major influences right now.
Shout out Kaytranada.
Shout out Kaytranada
to New Zealand for the first, I think first time. I think.
No, I think he's been here before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
he has
okay.
been. I think he has been here before, but I think that was when he was doing the tour for Bubba, his album.
It's a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think he came for a festival, but yeah, I'm not gonna be in the country when Kaytranada's here, so whoopee.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, whoopee, yay. Oh
But
well.
you know, like, those opportunities come again and again, and maybe it's just either the world. I mean, if you're a spiritual person or a religious person, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's either the world or God trying to tell you that there is something better out there for you. I think you missing Kaytranada would probably be on the same level of me missing J. Cole or Drake or someone like that. But then at the end of the day, it was the same as like when I hurt my knee and I missed out on doing Promised Land and shooting Promised Land. It was like there's better things around the corner.
100%.
So you missing Kaytranada, I wouldn't look at that as damn.
Yeah.
I look at that as okay. Well, there's someone somewhere, whatever energy is leading me to something better.
Yeah, and literally that's exactly what I told myself. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not meant to see Kaytranada, but I'm meant to do a song with him instead. And that's
100%.
and that's how we meet.
And we're going to
That's
be
how we-
ripping you the whole concert anyway.
And that's how we stay connected because I
Yeah.
just think that is where God wants me to be.
100%.
That's my path. That's my path, though.
So then out of, I guess right now, I think this is one of the years where rap has seen, I know you're more influenced by maybe house and R&B side,
Yeah.
but rap in general and that whole, I guess even like R&B, like seeing Tyler like pop up and really kind of dominate. Who is like the top 5 people right now that you're really bumping? You're really listening to? You're seeing them on a level and being like, yo.
Rap, like rappers?
Doesn't have to be rappers, but I'm just saying like in terms of the year that we've had with rap, R&B, house music, and like all of these things, like it can be anyone, but who is it?
I would say top 5 probably have to be. I would say obviously I'd put Kaytranada there. I'll put who else?
This is again no particular order.
Who do I bump the most? I would say I don't know. My music taste is everywhere, and it just doesn't make sense. It's like
That's fine.
it's like a mixture between of old school, new school, and a little bit of house music. So I would say right now,
It can be top 3,
yeah,
or
because
it could just be like people that you're I don't want to swear, but people that you're
messing with
messing with. That's PG version of saying
PG
this.
version. Yeah,
Could be anyone.
I would say right now at this moment is Kaytranada. An artist is popping on TikTok called 3. His name is literally just 3. I'm pretty sure. And UK artist Len. Len is crazy. A mixture of African drum style, but underground.
Damn. So he's like, is he rapping or is he singing?
He's a rapper.
Okay.
But it's like I'm a piano underground hip hop. It's insane. Like his beats, there was producer that produces for him is insane. Like
Shout out 3.
shout out Len, bruh. Len is
Oh,
really on the
Len.
cover. Len. His name is Len.
Shout out 3 and Lynn.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I guess speaking on Kaytranada's influence on you, we have your single looking beautiful here. Might I add, this photo is amazing.
Yeah. Shot by and edited by this man right here.
Yes,
Suarem.
yes. I know when we were doing this, a lot of the influence was from, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but we can also put it here, or you can just go pre-save this song. I mean,
Put it right
that would be way better. How much of an influence did that cover have from like Kaytranada, and especially probably Timeless's? Because I think it's such a relation to Timeless's like black and white theme.
Yeah, definitely tried to base it off Kaytranada's Timeless cover or album art.
And what was the moment that you knew that this would be the cover? Because I think this was when we were shooting the music video.
Yeah.
And at that moment, did you really know what you wanted the cover to be?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I never. I actually chose this cover quite recent. It was very last minute, and I was having. I think the whole time I'm like, oh, what should the cover be? Like, do I want it to be something related to the video? Do I want it to be something completely different? But I think when I looked at this shot, it was a very powerful shot that is in the music video that you guys will see. Either if this interview is before the video or after. You'll see.
When it comes out, you gotta check it out. It don't matter.
Yeah. when the video comes out or it's already out, you'll see. But I think this shot is very significant and very powerful just because it shows myself and my partner, girlfriend, Sophia. It shows us together because we've stood through a lot. She's been with me throughout my whole kind of artistry, seen my ups and downs, and yeah, she's just kind of stuck with me along the way, and
really just stood on business with you.
She stood on business with me for real, and yeah, and to have that shot, it was just like, yeah, with the light coming behind, it's almost like we're emerging like out of something.
I think the way I said it to you when I sent it to you was like, it almost feels like emerging from heaven.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at this space here, it looks like a rift.
Yeah.
That's been opened.
Like in Fortnite.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks like a
boom
Fortnite,
up here.
looks like a Fortnite rift we just walked through, and you know.
I know that we didn't necessarily know exactly what the cover would be, but I think once I shot this, it was definitely in my mind. There were other selects I had, but when we had that conversation, I think it was like last week, when you're like, it should be this. And I went back and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Because the more I look at this now, even just having it framed here, the more I look at it, the more I think about the song, the more I realize that like, it is kind of like iconic in the sense of you are making your return.
Yeah.
It is almost like a statement.
Yeah.
The fog, the lighting,
Yeah.
the timeless feel of black and white. I think me personally, I don't do black and white photos that often.
Yeah.
But when I did this in black and white, I felt something.
Yeah.
And I felt the emotion connected with the song. So I don't think you could have chosen a better cover for this. So
Yeah, I agree.
do you want to tell us a little bit more about Wanting More, the new single?
Funny enough, the song was supposed to never be released. It was a vault song, pretty much. I made it while I was working an overnight shift at my full-time job, and I
Love
made
that.
Yeah, I know. I was working from home.
I love that.
bored out my mind, just waiting till time passes by, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just make a song, you know, to pass time. Went on YouTube, found this beat, recorded some vocals on there, and the inspiration in mind was I want it to be about just, you know, about Sophia, but also just something that's really catchy and groovy. So I did, I think maybe 2 or 3 takes of different mumbling versions of just a track, like trying to catch a melody and see what works. And yeah, I finally got it after maybe the fourth or fifth time. I went over. I was like, I was just like, that's it. That's the vibe I'm gonna go for. And
It's so catchy too.
yeah, and as soon as
It was in my head the whole day.
Yeah.
And then I think China used it in the
a
reel
video,
like the next day or the same day.
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
yeah.
It really be in my head all day, all week long. So I think the song is special. What actually made you like have that little push to actually release? Because you haven't released music in, I don't know exactly how long, but I know it's been a long time.
Yeah. The push was merely, I'd like to thank all my closest friends around me who ignited the flame inside of me that I wanted to be ignited for the longest time. And yeah, I showed them the song. I think we were on call, and then I played them the song on call, and they all just went crazy. They were like, "What the fuck? Like, this is insane."
Bleep that out.
Yeah, what the? Yeah, but they were just like, "Oh my gosh, the song is crazy. You need to release this. This is a hit." Like, da 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 da, and yeah, something inside of me was just like, "Damn, like, maybe I should."
Yeah.
And then one of my closest friends, Will, yeah, he was like, "I'll shoot the video."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." That just gave me the extra boost to be like, okay, I think it's time to get back into the industry.
When was the last time you even probably went through this process? Because like, there's a process of making the song.
Yeah.
I know you've been in the studio. Like, if you didn't know, THUNDERBOY did the background vocals on Cuban Cigars by Kid Ray.
Yeah.
So it's not like you haven't been in the studio. But there's a whole process of like making your own song.
Yeah.
Getting that push to drop it, then going and doing the music video, then like choosing the artwork, then doing promo, like almost treating this like you're assigned to a label and this is like a 6-week release plan or however long.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think is different about the way that you're approaching this single now compared to maybe when you were releasing music a couple years ago?
I would say the major key difference is, to be real, is I actually have money. A couple years ago, I wasn't making enough bread to do any self-marketing or self-promotion. And that is one of the key things in the music industry is you've got to have some bread behind you to back you. If you don't, it's quite difficult. I'm not saying, you should, but it really helps because music is one of those careers that you can't expect to make money straight away. Like you need something to fund.
Because it's a long road.
It's a very
earning money.
It's a lot of losses. Very much. You lose way more than what you gain. But whatever you do invest in your music career, you invest in yourself because you gain opportunities that eventually it will pay itself inevitably. Yeah. And I would say one thing is do not put your focus on money. If that is your goal in trying to make it in the industry, because that is one of the main things that kind of dropped me.
What do you mean, like, don't focus on money? You mean like making money?
Yeah, I would say like if you're going into music, you're like, have this sort of like, I'm gonna keep going and then I'm gonna like make money, become like
be
these
driving
rappers,
Ferraris,
people, all that stuff and what you see online, and it's in reality it's really tough. Like it's gonna eat eat at you, and
100%.
sorry, it's not going to work if you come at it if you
Yeah.
come at it at that angle.
Yeah.
You need to do it, and it's as cliche as most artists say. Like if you do music, you've got to do it out of passion and love. Don't do it for money.
I think that can also be applied to like almost any creative field.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even define it as like any creative field. I would define it for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I'd say that for starting your own business and like having a side hustle, whether you're a personal trainer,
Yeah.
or whether you're an assistant somewhere or whatever it is, and especially creative fields. It's one, the passion,
Yeah.
right? Like an entrepreneur has to be passionate about whatever he's doing. The money will follow. The thing is, there are so many people, I think, especially in New Zealand, I think this will go back to traveling.
Yeah.
Because New Zealand, I don't want to talk about tall poppy syndrome because I personally don't think that exists. I don't think it's called tall poppy syndrome. I think the real thing is that like having passion, having like for a creative person, having like the passion for the art.
Yeah.
I think the people that do it really well is people like Tyler, the Creator, or Kendrick Lamar, who focus on art and creating those world-building things, like J. Cole building a world and
Yeah.
the way he does his rollouts, and that's why I really love these people. And like seeing something or someone doing that in New Zealand, it is sort of like, like I don't know how you're gonna make it, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's the reason why you having passion mixed in with the work ethic is that you just have to outlast that hate. Because in my opinion, if people are hating on you, it means you're doing something right.
Exactly. 100%.
You are doing something right. And in New Zealand, it's more common for people to hate because it's so unlikely for someone to reach that. But the theory is that people give up before they reach that. So then this tall poppy syndrome, this little conversation starts happening. That actually when I travel somewhere else and I went to Turkey or Dubai or people that are supporting each other, because it's more likely for you to actually reach that because you're around people who are reaching those goals. If you go to a city like New York, I find it hard to believe that there will be as many haters.
There will be haters. 100%.
There will 100% be haters, and you need haters.
Yeah.
You need haters because not only do you need the constructive criticism,
Yeah.
but you also need to know that you're actually doing something right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because having haters is like actually a blessing in disguise. It means you're doing something right. Someone took time out of their day to comment on your video, photo, whatever, song, whatever, to hate on you. Like they took precious time, an invaluable asset, to hate on you. It means you're doing something right. 100% means you're doing something right.
I agree.
And it's common in New Zealand. So I think that the approach to your music now and having the shift of focus being from making money to making music and making art and following your passion, the money will follow. The opportunities will follow. I think the work ethic, putting yourself out there, doing stuff like this, I already can see how it's different from 4 years ago when I first met you. And when you were like, your name was SBVN. I think like, how would you like approach maybe the next year? And what do you see that 2025 looking like?
Next year, I'm very much gonna be artist focused and artist shift. I will still do DJ on the side. Very much will try to keep DJing a core part of me because I want to be like the next K Tronada. K Tronada DJs his own music.
100%.
Imagine I can pull up to a gig and I
DJ
can
your own songs, yeah.
DJ like prior, like I can make my own mixes, but also have my songs. I grab the mic and then just start singing
Performing,
or
yeah.
performing, and
Yeah.
you know, I think that's like
And
something.
do you see yourself getting onto that stage? And
I see myself in 2025 having those kind of performances. Is me DJing mixed in with me grabbing that mic and starting to perform my own song.
so you've seen like Kaytranada like on YouTube like performing and stuff.
Yeah, he performs. He's very much a performer by emceeing his own music.
Yeah.
You know, he's very charismatic behind the decks. He's very, because he's not singing himself. It's he's purely production, and
Yeah.
he gets artists to sing. But
Yeah.
I'd be the same, except I'm grabbing that
Actually,
mic
yeah, you actually
and
could sing.
performing, and I can like, you know, drop the song, and then, you know, if the stage is big enough, walk around the decks, and then, you know,
Yeah.
go perform with the crowd and go crazy, you know?
I think the reason I even asked that, because I don't want to make it feel like I'm asking you as if you've seen it, as if I'm asking in the sense of like, or at least the reason I ask is because like the way I see performances considered to something like a concert, right? Like Kaytranada, like when I was like, actually I can't speak on what I was doing, but I was looking at Kaytranada's performances recently. And I can see the way he uses light and the way he uses colors.
Yeah.
And I can tell from the way he performs, just purely based on photos that I was looking at, that there is such a deep thought behind the choosings of color, the choosings of light, the way the stage is set up, even like how his boiler room sort of is different.
Yeah.
And like how he takes, there's people who get on stage and they perform, right? They will go and sing the song, rap and whatever, maybe at a festival. But then there are people who have aura,
Yeah.
and who take it from just like singing the songs or rapping the songs to performing. The best people to do that, I think, would even be Kaytranada, to even like, I don't know if you've seen Kendrick Lamar's like concerts or like Tyler Creator's concerts,
Yeah.
and like the way that they will build on stage, and they bring like Travis Scott when we just went,
Yeah.
the way that he will build, like through Circus Maximus, through like bringing that, like almost when like, do you remember when Astroworld was coming out?
Yeah.
And it was like he was doing his like USA tour and everything, and for everyone else doing like a tour, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go see Kaytranada, or I'm gonna go see, I don't know, whoever else is supposed to come to New Zealand. Like I'm gonna go see Lil Uzi or whoever. Whereas when Astro was happening, even though it was the same thing, essentially,
Yeah.
I'm saying, and I'm hearing other people say, I'm going to Astro World. But you're actually just going to see Travis Scott live.
Yeah, but you're going to Astroworld.
Astroworld.
Yeah.
Do you know how important that is? So like, I think all of this goes on to say is like, there is a difference between performing and building that stage, and how do you see yourself like, I guess this is kind of a deep question.
It is-
and, like,
it is-
from one single, and like,
It is really deep because, I actually haven't thought about it that far, is because one, you need a good budget to have a production
100%,
of that kind of.
but let's say money wasn't an issue,
Okay,
and you
let's-
could have anything.
Let's say if money wasn't an issue, I'd probably want to play on the fact of like taking people to like almost like a different dimension, like base the whole performance like you're in a different dimension, like you're in the fifth dimension,
Yeah.
or like you're in a different planet, outer space somewhere, similar to like an Astroworld vibe,
Yeah.
but more like you're entering
Your world.
you're entering my world,
Yeah.
and Thunderboy is like maybe like the hero of this planet.
Imagine being
a
like,
superhero.
let's say it was Spark Arena, for example.
Yeah.
I personally think this is a cool idea. I'll just say it. But like, let's say you had an opener, you had a few openers, and then like the roof, since Spark Arena is closed, like arena, the roof was almost like fake clouds that could light up.
Yeah.
And so before you come in, it's almost like a storm starts coming. And so you program the lights and like the, you know, the sound starts coming in as like a storm, and it's like almost like the sounds of rain. And then like a strike of thunder, and then you walk out, or like you come up from underground, or whatever crazy idea.
Yeah.
That is like,
Yeah,
this guy got aura. Like
that's fire. Yeah,
this guy got like some.
That's fire.
And then you're almost like changing. Like you could almost change like the scene based on the song. Let's say you release a song that was real upbeat, and it would like the clouds would like transform to like almost like a sunset vibe, or like different colors in the clouds. Like that's such a cool idea that like lets people into your world without like, I guess, taking away from anything either. So
yeah, that's fire.
that is how I would see you come out, you know?
I like that. I really like that idea.
Yeah, it's almost like this, because you could have this whole setup behind you, like the screen like opens up behind you, and like fog is coming out and you walk out. Oh, that would be crazy. And the sounds of like thunder
Could be
above.
in the works. Maybe that's something we should talk about.
Someone should sponsor him to be able to
Say,
do that.
man, someone sponsor me to do production like that. Because I'd be so keen. That
is such a cool idea.
No,
Yeah.
I'm actually, like, you're inspiring me a whole.
Yeah.
Okay, holy, like, that actually could be the go.
Because that's how I see, when I talk about art, that is, when I look at art, and when I talk to so many, like, since moving to Auckland, I've been able to talk to so many creatives, people like yourself, people like Ray, and other like photographers and other people, and it's like different DJs, you know, Onyx, talented DJ, and each person has such a unique thing, their own uniqueness in the way that they approach their art, and it's like, me personally, people just see me as like maybe like a photographer or some dude who films stuff, but I have so many like introspective thoughts on like music that I guess no one really knows about until we sit down and talk about like that, like those kind of things. Because like I think having like set design like that in a stage is what is going to set you apart.
Yeah.
And is what takes it to like, there's a song, right? And then there's that cover, and there's it's like, how do all these pieces fit into the puzzle? And it's like, maybe the puzzle isn't finished yet, but it's still like this piece here and like this. It's more than just this.
Yeah.
You know, this single I'm gonna drop.
Yeah.
It's always getting people to start thinking about, okay, well, if this drops here and it goes like this, and the colors being used here, and then like if this performance was to be doing here, and like yada yada yada.
Yeah, it's almost visualizing your songs. If you wanted to put your songs in real life visualization, it's
and
basically
that's what people think is crazy about me, because I don't want to like speak too much about this, but it was like, I remember it was like 3 months ago, I was like, I think you were there as well. We were at Ray's house, and we had just come back from my dinner, and I was telling like, I think it was Dre's like girlfriend and like Tando's girlfriend, and they were like just asking me some questions, and I told them that I can visualize things like this in my head, and like the way like we did the short film like last week, how I had the whole visualization of like things in there, and like even like the short film I did with Ray like a week ago, or like the lighting, that when I see your photos I can like visualize in my head what the studio might look like, where the lights might, before I have seen it physically. So do you see that with music? Like, can you almost, I guess hear like maybe like the way you might sound on something, or like you might hear a melody and start like generating like things? And
I mean, my creative process kind of is, if I hear a beat or something, I will kind of go through different melodies in my head, and whatever I think feels right, and it just kind of, it just sounds like it's meant to be there. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's already a song. Like I have the song in my head. It's just, I just need to put it to
You just need to lay it down.
Yeah, it's like I know exactly what it needs to sound like.
Yeah.
But it's just getting that right, melody to the lyrics, and the lyrics is most important.
Yeah. Because do
to
you
that
even
melody.
because some people have different creative processes,
Yeah.
especially as a musician. Some people write like physically get a notebook and write the bars.
Yeah.
Some people write the lyrics on like their phones app. Some people just freestyle.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do?
So funny enough, back when I used to back long ago when I started out doing music, and I used to write on my phone, like in my notes app.
Yeah.
I used to write all my lyrics, everything, and it was only up till I met Ray. Ray was the one who taught me to punch in.
And what does that mean? Like
And punching in is basically going bar for bar.
okay. So like laying a bar down.
Laying a bar down, or like a couple bars down, whatever you can, and then just record after every single bar, which I never used to do until that moment when we had our first studio session. He was very patient with me because I
think he's really good with that.
Yeah.
Like, just being patient.
Yeah, I remember made like 3 or 4 songs at that time, and it was very interesting style that I wasn't used to, but I found it to be way more efficient in terms of getting a song done.
Even if it's just like it's almost like drafting an idea down.
Yeah,
Or like, I guess you'd call it demos, right? Like music
demos. Yeah.
But it's so important because so many people I know a lot of people who have so many songs in the vault or in their notes app supposedly, they have never laid it down. And we have so many tools. Like you can make a whole song off your phone. So like, I think there is a saying of like consistency over quality.
Yeah.
And I strongly believe that laying it down and keep doing it will like, again, improve your quality. But like waiting on that, I think we've had this conversation before as well.
Yeah, we did.
Of like waiting for that perfect moment or that perfect like melody or that perfect bar or that perfect whatever. It's better to just put something out.
Put something out, yeah.
You can hear it in your head, you can visualize it all you want,
down.
but like materialize it. I think that was actually something I personally struggle with. I'd have all these crazy ideas in my notes app, and maybe 1 out of 100 would like materialize. But like they're in my head, or they're in my notes app, and it's like a line.
Yeah.
Crazy shoot idea, yada yada, with this. Or they're in my head. Like I still have photo ideas in my head from like 2 years ago that I can only see in my head that I've never written down. But now, especially this year, especially being around people like you, being around people like Ray, and materializing them and doing them, and just having the idea, and if it's 80% there, it's 80% there, but at least it's done, is so much more important of like, yo, I stick to a date, I put that thing out, and I move on, and I improve on what I learned. But I did it. I materialized that thing. So you putting out this song is like such an important thing of like, this is actually the start.
Yeah.
And it's you materializing that start and getting back into the motion and changing the mindset from being a DJ to being an artist, being such an all-round artist. And we've talked a lot about how you've influenced me, how like Ray's influenced you and stuff. But like
a big shout out to Ray as well. I do want to give Ray his props because he really put me on to a lot of things in the industry. I just want to give him his credit because
people don't even see how hard he works.
Yeah,
like,
he's one of the most hard-working people I've met. Like really, really hard-working. He's like given me a lot of opportunities, which I'm super grateful for, and it's got kind of I'm here in terms of artistry, like because of him. Like I've done my own like fair share of work, but I do kind of owe it to him as well for showing me, the ropes to the music industry and teaching me about all that kind of stuff. So,
because I think that was like
big shout out to Kid Ray.
Yeah, we should probably say Kid Ray because we've been saying Ray.
Yeah, Kid Ray. Big shout out to Kid Ray.
Kid Ray.
Big shout out to Kid Ray.
Yeah, the question was like, who of your friends inspires you the most? But I
Yeah.
guess you kind of just answer that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, man's showed me everything
Yeah.
there is to the music industry, which, yeah,
that's like eternally
Big up.
grateful.
yeah, big up.
And
Mans.
speaking on that, I think he's probably the first person when I came to Auckland to actually like, because I guess most people don't know, I used to live in Wellington.
Yeah.
I moved to Auckland on a whim, didn't know anyone except like you, and I hadn't really even talked to you. And I knew Rave like a little while we were in that studio session,
Yeah,
but it was like Ray was the first person to like kind of see my work and kind of grab me. And so like 100% props to Ray.
yeah, big up.
I think, like seeing your motion going forward will be so interesting for like 2025 because this is coming out in December the
December
6th.
6th,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you guys need to pre-save that or go listen depending on when you are watching this video. You should go listen to the song. And what do you think is like, I guess, is there an album coming up? Is there more music? What is that looking like?
Album, not yet. Like it's very, very. It's in the plans, but
Yeah.
very, very late. Maybe end of 2025.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Either like a mixtape or album. Who knows? But I would definitely say way more singles coming.
How often do you want to? I think I want to see more music from you after hearing
I
this
mean,
one.
after this one, I will be in South Africa, so there will be a bit of a delay.
That's fine. Everyone needs a break.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a well needed, much needed break. But
Yeah.
I would hope to get, the next single ready around maybe March or April. It's very, very.
Damn, you making me wait till.
Yeah, it's give or take. All depends on what my plans is coming forward in the new year, coming back
Yeah.
from South Africa, and I just got to get my bearings again, and it's
Get
a lot
back
of
into
things.
work mode.
A lot
Yeah.
of things are going to come in 2025 for myself, for the team. There's a lot of things that is going to happen. It's all gas, no brakes.
All gas,
All
no
gas,
brakes.
no brakes. Literally, this is not.
Yeah.
This is not the last time you'll hear from me. It's
just the beginning.
It's literally just the beginning of Thunderboy, and it's gonna be insane. I'm ready for it.
I think that's a great place to end it.
Yeah.
You guys need to check out this single, the music video when it drops.
Should we give them a sneak peek?
You can play them a little sneak peek.
Here's a sneak peek.
You just put me under pressure when we're standing close together. I feel this could only get better. Yeah, if only you could let me make you feel better.
If you're watching this after it's come out, please go stream it, support the boy.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The whole team has worked super hard on this, and we're excited for you to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for sitting down with me.
Yeah, no
chatting
worries.
to me.
No worries. That's always good. Go pre-save my song. I'll put the pre-save link in my bio, and yeah, just pre-save it up. Go share it with your mums, dad, aunties, daughters, dogs, cousin.
Share
Everyone.
it everywhere.
Everywhere. I
Everywhere.
need y'all to.
We need
pre-save.
funding. No, I'm joking.
Pre-save the hell of the song so I can make more music. No, I'm joking.
Nah,
I'll
like
make it
low key,
regardless.
like
Low-
seriously,
low-key,
like
but seriously, but
low key, like
it
please
would
share
help.
it.
It
Like
would help.
it would help. You know,
how? Up to you.
we appreciate it.
If you like what you hear,
Just a comment, maybe.
yeah,
You know, maybe.
anything and everything helps.
Definitely comment and share it though.
Yeah, comment and share.
Maybe we can sit down for some more chats like this.
That was,
Comment if you want more.
if you want more interviews, podcasts.
Now I'm real black there.
from me, or no, I would say from you. If you want more interviews,
From me.
interviews
From us. Yeah.
more podcasts or interviews like this.
Hit
Let
me
us
up.
know.
This is my first ever one, man.
Yeah.
I guess our first one. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've done a podcast.
Nah, this is my first
Yeah.
podcast / interview, so
And I couldn't have picked a better, I mean, we couldn't have picked better guests, so
Hell yeah.
bye!